Well, 5th of July. It's silage time. Well, good morning, everyone. It's July the 5th, like I said, and our silage crew is, well, the swathers here starting to cut the 200 acres here on the hill for silage. Good old John, I think, is on the swather as usual. It's Rooke Farms that are doing our silage again this year. They'll be coming later on with the chopper and all their tractors and other equipment. And so yeah, we're doubling up the swaths. They're two 30-foot swaths. So we're going to be 60 feet going through the claws chopper. Some places it's thicker than others. This is some of the thicker stuff we have. I don't know if you can see this down here, but we've got some grasshoppers here to deal with. I don't know if you, maybe I'll have to zoom you out. Other way. Walk along here. I see there's a few grasshoppers flying around, so we may have to look forward to doing some spraying here, especially on this end of the field, because it is a sandier area. Over there, not so much. But so yeah, they started last night. He's just trucking along, so I guess we'll bring you back when the rest of the crew shows up. Hay crop is a little shorter this year than it was last year, but then last year was a phenomenal crop, so it's kind of hard to compare. But it is a little on the shorter side than average. He's going to stop for a minute. "30-foot double swath attachment. For these kind of crops, I prefer to have as much going into the chopper as possible. And he doesn't have too many issues cutting. Last year we had a fair amount of issues with bunching on the edge of the header. So they ended up having to do single swaths, which is a good thing because there was lots of crop. Well, we've got some acres chopped here already. Maybe 30, 40. Whatever distance is from the road to here. There's one wagon, tractor and wagon going out. They run 250, 300 horse John Deere tractors on these 20-ton wagons. There's another one coming over there. He's loaded, heading for the pile. They've been at this there's the chopper out there. I can zoom you in. There they are out the other end there. They've got the cutoff there. So they run those kind of wagons. I think they've even got self-steering. I think there's a steering mechanism in there too. So they've been at it here for what? Maybe 2 hours? So they got a fair bit done. There's another swather that come out because the guy that was running the John Deere swather, he had to go to a wedding. So the other guy, they were bringing the second swather out this way anyways to do another job. So that's a 35-foot swather. So he's doubling up that. There's some thinner stuff out there anyways. So that's working out. The only thing was he was kind of cutting a little excessively high, like about, whoops, I'll get you back here. Like about that much stubble. Fair bit of stubble there. I had to kind of go out there and tell him, hey, put your header down a little bit. So sometimes you got to man the crew. But anyways, everybody's still ticking along. What they're chopping here is what was cut last night. So it's what? Maybe 18 hours down. Because it is quite dry here right now. And I was a little concerned that it was going to dry out too much on us, because ideal, for those of you that don't know, ideal silage is in that 60%, 60 to 65% range. You let it dry too much, then it doesn't ensile properly. So anyways, I'll bring you back when they're a little bit closer. Give you an up close shot. The only limiting factor for the speed on the chopper is the ground speed, the roughness of the field. As you can see, he's bouncing enough. Well, now we're over here. We're at the other east yard here where the pile is going to be. For those of you that don't know anything about the ensiling process or new to the channel, you have to, when you bring your green chopped feed to the pile, it has to be packed very immensely, because you got to squeeze all the air out of your pile or else your feed will spoil. So that's what this guy is doing. He's got a little, what they call a buck rake on the front of the tractor. And as soon as we get there's a wagon coming here anytime. So as he's waiting for another load, he's busy back and forth, packing the feed into the pile. don't know if you see the stakes there. I'll show you in a little bit here, a little more. He's got stakes put out over there and also at the front. Keep his pile nice and square. It's 40 feet wide, and the tarp comes in 60-foot lengths, widths, widths. And it's actually, it comes in a roll. You'll see it way over there. And I'll show you that process when it's over. And then they make it 60 feet wide because it goes over top of the pile like this. So 40 feet wide at the bottom and about 10 feet high on each side, roughly. So here's another load coming in. We'll just watch how it goes. Now that it's unloaded, now he gets to push it up in a layer. He's got a push off there, as you can see. Just like an old style hay sweep. Spreads it off really nice and even. Here's a picture of the other clip here from the other side of the pile. As you see the stakes, how he measures his pile out. Another load done. Well, the chopping's done. Doesn't look like as big a pile as we thought, but we'll figure it out later. But they're just putting the tarp on now. I'm not sure how much videoing I get done because it's a little bit breezy to put the tarp on. So I gotta get on my A game here and getting dirt and in place. So we'll see what we can do. dealing with a north wind here, so I'm just kind of tacking it down with the loader as best you can. I'm gonna have to put it in race mode here. This could be a little interesting. Well, there they go. Well, 6:15. They started at noon. 200 acres done. I get to do this. So there's the pile. I don't know. I haven't talked to any of the guys there. I just figured I better hurry up and put dirt around here because there was just enough of a breeze, like I said before, that this tarp was ready to fly away. So I just kind of kept going. Get her all tacked down so the air don't get in. Tarp stays in place. All done for another year. If I get a chance, I'll find out how much there is. If not, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.